Harold Pinter's Betrayal was first produced in London in 1978, and since then it's had countless productions. This is the 4th Broadway production. Why do actors always want to do this play?
Yes, it is a modern masterpiece, I think. There's something about it that I think we'll never get tired of investigation. It's a play about relationships and intimacy and how 3 very complex people relate. And I think Pinter's very specific analysis or presentation of these 3 complex relationships is very honest and very daring and very profound.
There's one central affair in the play, but there are many, many betrayals. I was wondering if we could catalog them a little bit. Let's talk about the betrayals.
Very good idea.
The betrayal catalogue. Let's do it.
Number 1.
Number 1 is
Marriage.
The Betrayal of Robert by Emma and Jerry.
Right, Emma and Robert are married.
So the betrayal of Robert the husband by his wife Emma and his best friend, who was best man at their wedding. So that's the first betrayal. Second betrayal.
He never lets me forget it.
Friendship.
The betrayal of Jerry by Robert, because Robert finds out and doesn't tell Jerry, and then Jerry feels betrayed that Robert didn't let Jerry know that he knew.
Yes, that's a big betrayal.
Yeah.
The betrayal by Emma to Jerry of knowing that her husband and his best friend knows and doesn't tell him. The betrayal of Judith potentially with another woman.
Yes, that's one as well.
The betrayal of Judith by Harold Pinter for not giving her a
Giving
chance,
her at least one
to
moment.
speak for herself.
There's also, we talk about this all the time, but the betrayal of the younger self. The way that as you get older, you sometimes unwittingly betray your more youthful ideals.
And potentially exploring the idea that it's only through the betrayal of oneself that you leave yourself open to be betrayed and to betray others, ultimately.
So with all of these betrayals...
How are we doing? 8, 9
that was a
betrayals?
lot.
I think it was a few, yeah.
It's a big catalogue, actually.
It's a big catalogue, but you're not really siding with one person as things go along. It feels very non-judgmental. Can we talk a little bit about that kind of lack of responsibility, maybe, or you're not pinning it on one person, the betrayal in this play?
Yeah.
Yes, but I think that's
one of the most important things, isn't it?
Yeah, the more I understand the play and the more I learn about Harold and his life, I think that is really fundamental. I feel like that was part of a feeling that he had at the beginning of the process of writing it. Was that it would be wrong, and it would demonstrate not a very deep understanding of human beings and life to be able to pin a responsibility very clearly on something in this situation. It is there are many, many responsibilities.
Yeah. I think the other thing to say is we're all on stage at the same time in this piece, and I think that audiences get a lot from that because you can sort of really feel the loneliness.
It feels like the way it's staged by Jamie Lloyd very brilliantly, that you're like satellites, that you get close together at times, even if one person might not be in the scene. Tell me a little bit about what the subtext of that is in your minds.
I think his initial idea, and it is a brilliant one, was that Betrayal is a play between different couples, and because these relationships are codependent, somehow the marriage and the friendship and the affair are triangulated. That the third object, which would be alive in the mind, is physically present. I think that's really an interesting conceit, and also because I think probably at the end of the story, the satellites fragment and they go off on their own direction. At the end of the story, I don't think the relationships survive. I think the marriage is over, the affair is over, the friendship is over, and suddenly the magnetic charge or the electrical charge that's been keeping these satellites in the same orbit dissipates.
The other thing, just to add on to that point, I would say as well, is that there, the word betrayal and the idea of betrayal is given so much more power when there is great love between the betrayer and the betrayed. The betrayed. Therefore, having the other party on stage, present the whole time, says as much as it does for the audience, but I think it's also like a ghost for the characters in the scene. It's that they're haunted by, and there's moments in the play where I think you really feel like Jerry and Emma are haunted by the ghost of Robert.
Yeah. I keep finding new information in the scenes when I'm not in them between Robert and Jerry about my life with you and my life with you and their lives together, and it really does inform what journey your character's on. And for me it informs the next scene sometimes. It's just lovely. I actually don't know what I would do if I had to go off to the dressing room and be on my own. I can't imagine this play being done in any other way, really.